man, oh man, Naruto chapter 705, Naruto Gaiden chapter 5, whatever you want to call it, has given me a whole new respect for Sasuke Uchiha, man. He's been throwing away his life. I mean, his adulthood, the upbringing of his child, and we know how important family has been to Sasuke throughout this entire damn series. He's giving all that up just to make sure the world is straight, man. Like, regardless, if you hate Sasuke Uchiha, you have to say that what he's doing is admirable, if not damn right heroic. And it kind of reminds me of Itachi in a way, how he's going by himself trying to complete a mission and leaving something very important behind. Like Itachi left Sasuke behind, but Sasuke's leaving his daughter behind, but on a much grander scale. Whereas Itachi left because he was a traitor. You see my quotes, traitor. That's what he wanted people to think. Sasuke is leaving in secret so he can pretty much save the fucking world all by himself. And I like how he says only my Sharingan can see what's really going on, and that made me think of how he could see Madara in like the interdimensional bullshit Madara was pulling off when he was the Ten Tails Jinchuriki. So I won't argue with Sasuke there, although I wish Naruto would have helped in some way, although keeping the people calm and making them believe that they're actually moving on after a war is a very important job, especially since Naruto's Hokage. He has to deal with stuff like that. But it is nice to see that Naruto actually wanted to go, and he does know why Sasuke is doing what he's doing, and it's nice that we know now. But we got that answer this chapter, but raised so many more, and that's what I love about these latest episodes, man. Latest chapters, they give us bits and pieces of the story of things we wanted to know, like every chapter, but also mindfuck us in a way that I didn't even think was possible in Naruto anymore. It's just so amazing that Kishimoto was still pulling surprises like this. And Sasuke said something along the lines of the army of Zetsu was formed, and I guess they're all, Uchiha Zetsu, which sounds kind of strange, but Shin, he seems like the original, and all of the others were kind of molded in his image, or maybe even Shin is a Zetsu. But I find it kind of strange that Shin is the only one with a name, unless they're all named Shin. That would be very interesting. But how I see it right now, Shin was either created or he's a legit descendant of the Uchiha, and whoever this guy is with the fucking Danzo arm, and I don't know what to call him right now, but he manipulated Zetsu and Shin and made copies and whatnot. And there's obviously more than one of those little ten-tail baby things, because there's two, I think, in one panel. But that guy took off the hood and blew my fucking mind, man. We saw the arm, and I thought immediately Danzo. Danzo's back, how? And then we saw his face with the Sharingan and his bald head and shit. I was like, what? I literally put my iPad up to my face as close as possible to see if there's a resemblance between that face and anyone else. That can't be Danzo unless he got a new body. I mean, this looks like a young man, or if someone younger than Danzo. He may not necessarily be young, because it's kind of hard to tell. This guy looks fucking crazy, and he only has his right eye stitched open. His left eye is okay, which could point at Danzo, but it could point at many other things, because at the time Danzo only had a Sharingan in his right eye, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, I really don't remember. But at least we got a face, and I'm hoping we'll get a name next chapter. And I love the pacing of this. A few chapters ago, this guy was introduced, and now he's already attacking Naruto and Sasuke. And just the fact that Naruto, all he had to do was put up one hand, and he deflected all those attacks by Shin and this Akatsuki guy, was just amazing. Naruto is like a god, and hopefully we see Sasuke in action next chapter, because we got a little tiny glimpse of his Rinnegan. It was shown a little bit under his hair. So I'd imagine he's about to go in, especially more so that his daughter is is in the area. It's like he's going to want to protect her. Speaking of that, Sakura is racing on the scene. So with that being said, either this is going to be Sakura's chance to shine, or she's going to be held captive or kidnapped or some bullshit, which I would not be surprised about. And Sasuke, Naruto, and Sarada is going to have to save her. If that happens, man, Kishimoto has completely given up on Sakura's character. But she looks like she's going there to handle some fucking business. Like she's about to go get her goddamn daughter back. But I hope that's the case. But Sarada, she really did not get any answers, like whatsoever, this chapter from Sasuke. And I originally thought when Naruto went outside and said, like, it's okay, your dad's not really an asshole, he's actually pretty cool, I thought she would be like, yeah, whatever, I don't see it, and she'll turn all evil and shit. But I'm so glad that she's not like the stereotypical Uchiha as of right now, because if this was Sasuke, he would have, you know, thrown a temper tantrum when he was younger and shit like that. Maybe not necessarily a temper tantrum, but, you know, he would have been a lot angrier, whereas Sarada, she seems more disappointed and hurt than anything. Like she went all this way, all this time without seeing her father, and can't get an explanation why. Like Naruto won't tell her, her own dad won't tell her. He won't answer the question about Sakura being her mother. So she's just heartbroken right now. You can really see it on her face, which really hurt me in the way. But the guy with all those Sharingan says that this is the rebirth of the Akatsuki, and it's kind of funny that the Akatsuki consists of some baby Ten-Tails and a whole bunch of Shins. Like, that's not really an Akatsuki. It's like a mini army. Although it's not clear how many Shins he has. The thing with Sasuke mentioning that this is kind of Kaguya related and it feels like Kaguya but far scarier makes me believe that this is some guy who's influenced by the spirit of Kaguya, similar to how Naruto and Sasuke were influenced by the will and spirit of Ashura and Indra. I don't think Kaguya directly plays a role in this. I think it's something along the lines of that. And believe it or not, in one of my reviews from a long ass time ago, I think it's been like 2 or 3 years, the chapter when we were shown like how many Zetsu were under like that place that Toby was in, I forgot exactly, like their old hideout or whatever, when we got that scene of like 1,000 or so Zetsu, I forget the exact number. I said something along the lines of, with all those Sharingan there, why doesn't Toby just pop a few in their heads and make some like OP as Zetsu? And that's kind of what's going on here, I guess. So I feel like I called it years ago before it was even a thing to be called. So I'm feeling myself right now, you know, don't hate. But this guy, he has a young face, he has Sharingan in his arm like Danzo, but also Sharingan everywhere. I mean, I would like to see where else he has them. That would be very interesting. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we had them all on his chest and maybe a few other places. And also the Ten-Tails Jr. has Obito's power, so I'm not really sure what's going on here, because there are like bits and pieces from many villains, you know, Uchiha related in this series in like one person. So I don't know what the fuck. Like, my theory is just completely thrown out the window. But his face, I want to say it does look familiar, just like his facial features. Not necessarily the stitched Sharingan and the bald head, but just his face, how he kind of smirked. He really looked familiar to me, and I don't know what it is. But anyway, tell me what you guys thought about this chapter. What is going on with this new Akatsuki leader? This has been jbDAuchiha. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.